Stampin'Up and welcome back to another card making session. Welcome back to my craft room. So today I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm going to be doing a tool focus rather than a card making project for a few reasons. One is I just haven't had the time to get into my craft room and create something for you, so I'm sorry, but there's a good reason for that. I've been involved with a community project all of today and I had a lot of preparation to do for that, so I'm sure you will understand. The second reason was I just thought I would show you one of the tools in our annual catalog that if you are a Stampin' Up fan, you may not have seen. And it is on page 145 and I'm going to be showing you these guys. The Take Your Pick Crafter Tips. It says in the catalog, interchangeable tips for your Take Your Pick tool, a hobby blade, a pick tip, a rotary perforating tip, and I want to just show you how they work. So I also want to show you how this little doodacky works, and that little doodacky is called Take Your Pick Die Brush Tip. And I want to also show you how you change your pieces around on your Take Your Pick tool, just in case you don't know. So as you can see, I have two, and the reason for that is I've designated one exclusively for my die cutting. So I'm using this brush and my Take Your Pick tool on that side. And then this one, what you do is it's actually got a lock mechanism. Let me just get that in the camera. So it's got a lock and an unlock, and you'll take it out and you can turn it around and slide it back in and lock it. And this guy, I will often use this to lift up papers if I've glued them down and I want to move them, or lift up papers that I'm not happy with. And then this is like a putty, and it comes with refills, and you'll squeeze the putty out by twisting it clockwise. And as you can see, the putty is coming out, and then you'll just use that to pick up embellishments or anything small. So that's quite handy. So that's the Take Your Pick tool. Then if you get the die tip, this screws in and out, and I want to demonstrate that for you. What does that do? So it comes with this foam mat, and I've just die cut out a very complicated die from the two-tone Flora. I thought this would be the best one to show you how this works. So if you see this die, it's very, very involved, and ordinarily that would take a few minutes of die cutting, but using this guy, it should make lighter work of that. Bear in mind, I actually just realized I didn't go over the die. I didn't die cut it twice, which I normally would have. So let's just see how it does just with one run through the die machine. Okay, so it's doing a pretty decent job considering I've only just run it through once. So that's what that does. Okay, so let's just get rid of that. Now what I want to show you is the new tools. So let's do the perforating blade first. So the perforating blade comes like that, and I'm going to swap it and put it into this section, so it also screws in, or maybe it doesn't go in that side. Maybe it has a, let's have a look. I think it would go in the wider section. Okay, that makes sense. So you're putting it into the side where the putty comes out. Okay, it's got a protective mechanism that releases the blade, so there it's now protecting it and releasing it. And what it does is, I just want to put a mat underneath there, is it forms perforations. So if I go across my designer series paper, I can put it in and it will perforate the paper and it looks like that. Or if you want to go lightly, let's just have a look. Oh yeah, no, it definitely, you want to apply pressure and then it's coming off, causing perforations. So you could use this and just have little bits. I'm just doing this, winging this with you, and you could have these little bits loose like that. So that's quite cool. So that's the blade. So let's just put that back, and I just want to take this out, and let's put in the craft blade. So that's also going to screw into the broader side. It's got a protective cap. So with craft blades, you do need to be careful that you're using that on a mat. I just want to stamp an image that hypothetically would need some cutting out, and I didn't want to go to too much effort. So with your craft knife, with your blade, all right, where's my camera? Over there. I'm just going to come in and just come around it like this. And if I turn it around, I think the nice thing what Stampin'Up have realized is that we have multiple needs of different tools, and up until now we've had to buy them in other places. So I think it's good that they're bringing it all together. Okay, so I've gone as close as what I can. And so I've cut that. I just want to, you do want to just make sure that this is done very carefully around children, because this is super sharp. Then the last little tool is a weeding tool. Now, I have a Cricut machine and we use weeding tools. So this is going to come on the thinner side. Do you see that? So let's just undo that. Screw that in. I probably would invest in another thing like this, possibly. So with a weeding tool, you can lift things up. So that's quite handy if you're using, where is that piece of paper? So if we go back to this, let's see if it will work. Instead of using your take your pick tool, yeah, that works quite well too. Instead of your take your pick tool. I quite like that actually, how that works. So you can work it like that, or you can use your take your pick tool for this one. And then the last, oh yeah, it's in here. It's like, where's it gone? Turn it over, slide it in, and lock. And so this is just a very thin, a much thinner, if I compare the two, it's much thinner and longer piercing tool. So it's, yeah, I would say it's just so that you can go really go into and pierce some nice small holes. Let's just see the size difference. Much of a difference. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you today. Nice and easy. Take your pick tool, featuring the new blades and everything that's brand new about the gadgets, and hopefully that's been helpful for you and you'll consider purchasing one if you have a need for it. All right, thanks for being with me in my craft room today, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks. Remember, until we meet again, to stamp, eat, sleep, repeat. Bye.